The topic that we'll be discussing today is electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves. This is a very small topic. You can expect very little marks from this portion, but however, you may expect questions having 1 or 2 marks. So we'll discuss about electromagnetic waves, and this electromagnetic waves is, as the name itself indicates, it contains two components. One is the electric component and other one is the magnetic component. You might have read in electromagnetic induction that whenever the magnetic field changes in a current loop, then an EMF is induced in it. And when EMF is induced, how is it induced? It is because of production of some electric field. So whenever there is a change in magnetic field, electric field is produced. Whenever magnetic field changes at a point, then electric field is induced at that point. Electric field is produced at that point. This is in accordance with the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, right? And at the same time, if electric field is changed, then magnetic field is also produced. So we can also write whenever electric field is changed, at a point, then magnetic field is produced at that point, right? Now, that means change of electric field can produce magnetic field and change of magnetic field can produce electric field. So that means both can produce each other if they are changing with time. Now, suppose we plot a graph between electric field and time. So this is the electric field and say this is the time. Electric field will keep on changing with time like this. So this is the plane containing the electric component of the wave. Now when this electric field changes, then magnetic field is induced. You can draw the magnetic field like this, and this is the plane which is perpendicular to the electric component. So these two planes are perpendicular to each other. So this will give you the electric component E and this will give the magnetic component B. So amplitude of the magnetic component is V0 with the maximum value of B, that is the magnetic field, and this is the maximum value of the electric component, that is E0. So at any place, suppose at any location you take the electric component and the magnetic component, then E by B always remains the same. That is equal to E naught by B naught, and that is equal to the velocity of light. Velocity of light is represented by C. So this is the velocity of light. Now velocity of light also has another formula. C is equal to square root of mu naught multiplied by epsilon naught. Mu naught is the magnetic permeability of free space and E naught is the electric permeability of free space. Now this is the electromagnetic wave. This is the electromagnetic wave, and this electromagnetic wave, as you see here, that electric component and the magnetic component are mutually perpendicular to each other, and this is the direction of propagation of the wave. Now the velocity of the propagation is c. So this is the direction of the velocity of propagation, this is the direction of the magnetic component, and this is the direction of the electric component. So this electric component, the magnetic component, and the direction of propagation of the wave will be mutually perpendicular to each other. So we can say that electric component, the magnetic component, and the direction of propagation of wave are mutually perpendicular to each other. Right, this is a very important property. So you should remember this formula also. So this is about the nature of the electromagnetic waves. Now we have understood what is electromagnetic wave, and now we will discuss about nature of electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic waves are transverse or longitudinal, as you see here. Electromagnetic waves are transverse in nature. So I will write here what are the various nature of electromagnetic waves. Nature of electromagnetic waves. What is the first property? These waves are transverse in nature. These waves are transverse in nature. What do you mean by transverse nature? Suppose this is the direction of propagation of the wave, and this is how the wave travels. So if there is a mechanical wave, of course electromagnetic waves are not mechanical waves. This can even travel in vacuum. But you see about the components. This component are perpendicular to the direction of propagation. That is why it is called transverse wave. These are the components. Particles don't move here because It is not a mechanical wave. It is an electromagnetic wave. This can travel even in vacuum without any material medium. So you have seen how the transverse wave look like. Second nature is that the electromagnetic waves are produced by accelerated charges. Let us see how these charges are accelerated. Suppose there are two electrodes like this. These are the two electrodes. You connect these electrodes with high frequency AC. This is connected to high frequency AC, and the voltage should be very high with high voltage. What happens due to this? We'll find that the charge will start, there will be discharging between these two plates. So charge will start oscillating like this. It will move like this, come back here. It will start oscillating in simple harmonic motion. So when this charge, say it is charge is electron, when the charge oscillates, then what happens? There will be change in electric field. And whenever there is change in magnetic field, then what happens? A magnetic field is produced. So a magnetic field will be produced like this. The change in electric field, there will be change in magnetic field. And when there is a change in magnetic field, then what is produced? An electric field is produced. So electric field is produced like this, perpendicular to this plane. So this is how the electromagnetic waves are produced. So these are produced by accelerating charges. So we can conclude here that electromagnetic waves are produced by accelerating charges. Electromagnetic waves are produced by accelerating charges. So this is the other property. Next property is that as I've told you before, the electromagnetic waves do not require any material medium to travel. So third one is electromagnetic waves do not require any material medium to travel. Let us come to the fourth property. Fourth property is that the electromagnetic waves move with the velocity of light in free space. And I've already told you the expression for that. That is mu naught into epsilon naught is equal to the velocity of light. And so we can write electromagnetic waves travel with velocity of light in vacuum. Right. Let us go on to the next property. And suppose it is not vacuum, it is some other medium. In that medium, how will you find the velocity of light? In that case, mu into epsilon. This is the magnetic permeability of the medium and this is the electric permeability of the medium. So this will give the velocity of light in that medium. Velocity of light or electromagnetic wave in the medium. Right. Now let us go on to the next property. Next property is that now this variation of electric field and magnetic field takes place at the same time. Suppose these are the electric component. This is the electric component. Then the magnetic component will be like this. They vary at the same time. They vary at the same time. Right. That is, they travel together. It is not that the electric component will travel separately and the magnetic component will travel separately. And in fact, this electric component and the magnetic component cannot be separated from each other because they produce each other. Let us go on to the next property. Next property is electromagnetic waves obey the principle of superposition. I hope in the chapter waves in class 11 you might have read about the principle of superposition. I will just revise what is principle of superposition. Suppose there are two waves like this. These are the two waves. Suppose there is another wave like this. You will get a resultant wave like this. And amplitude of this wave will be the sum of the amplitude of the two waves. That is the principle of superposition. So this electromagnetic waves also obey the principle of superposition because they are transverse waves. So they obey principle of superposition. So this was the fifth property. Let us go on to the next property. This I have already explained earlier. The ratio of E by B is always equal to C. That is, 6-1 is E by B is equal to C. That is, if you take at any place, so this is the electric component E, this is the magnetic component, that is B, then ratio of E by B will be same, and that is equal to C at any place. Here if the magnetic component is say B dash, here the electric component is say E dash, then B dash by E dash will be same everywhere, and that is equal to the velocity of light. So coming to the next property. Now energy is equally divided in the electric component and the magnetic component. That is the another property. That is, the amount of energy carried by the electric component will be same as the amount of energy carried by the magnetic component of the electromagnetic wave. So I'll write over here. That is the seventh property. The electric component and the magnetic component have same energies in electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves. The electric component is responsible for the vision of light. This is the electric component. Only this electric component is responsible for visibility of light, not the magnetic component. So we can write this property. Only the electric component of electromagnetic wave is responsible for visibility of light. Right. So this is all about the properties of the electromagnetic waves. The next portion that is in your syllabus is electromagnetic spectrum, that I will discuss in the next video. Thank you for listening.